Ciao ragazzi, eccoci per continuare Call of Cthulhu. Dobbiamo evadere dal manicomio. Ehm, ok, quindi abbiamo aumentato, credo, il voltaggio al massimo. Uh, 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 uh. Uh. Dai, Ehm, dobbiamo tornare indietro. Kitchen. La cucina. Credo che la lascerò stare. Ovviamente questo è un altro nascondiglio. Um,
The green gas leaves from here and it runs through the whole building.
c'è niente. Dottor Fuller, ho riparato la sua macchina come ho potuto, tuttavia la tubatura è danneggiata e temo che ci sia una fuoriuscita di gas. Non posso fare molto altro con così poco tempo a disposizione. Posso solo avvisarla che se la attrezzatura verrà sottoposta a uno sforzo troppo intenso rischia di esplodere. Ellen, meccanico. Ah, la ruota dentata che abbiamo trovato praticamente potrebbe... Però,
This valve controls the pressure.
aiutarci, ma...
It's impossible to break this chain with my bare hands.
Io direi di tornare indietro perché insomma abbiamo aumentato il voltaggio e possiamo procedere, possiamo insomma creare quel diversivo, credo.
Perfect.
Cosa c'è qui? Ah, no, 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 no. Aspetta, no. Ti dico di no. Usci un attimo, che ho visto una roba. Allora.
All the levers are activated.
Ok, adesso abbiamo utilizzato tutte le leve. Bene.
It's locked.
Vediamo dove ci porta questo passaggio. Mi pare di capire che soffra di claustrofobia veramente. Ripigliati. Tenaglie.
The
Ci serve la
control
ruota
wheel is this
dentata.
lever must turn on the gas machine. There's nothing happening.
Solo che non ricordo dove l'avevo vista prima di schiattare male. Cavolo. C'è qualcosa qui, no? Partita salvata. Vabbè. Una nota. Appunto al personale, l'incidente di settimana scorsa ha causato danni notevoli all'infrastruttura, portando alla sospensione degli esperimenti attuali. Questo è inaccettabile. D'ora in poi le ruote utilizzate per aprire e chiudere i rubinetti di regolazione del gas devono essere riposte nel magazzino a seguito di ogni utilizzo. Inoltre dovete tenere aggiornato il registro su cui sono segnati gli utilizzi. Oh, quindi nel magazzino! Non l'ho vista. Io però vorrei tornare indietro.
He'll find me. He can see me. Let's calm down.
It's locked.
No, no. Ah! Pain is just information, dear Francis. Invaluable information for my research. Kill me. Kill me! What? If you don't kill me, he will.
Oh
My
merda.
poor friend, I fear your mind is lost forever.
Ah, poveri. No, non era qui. Questo è il nascondiglio. Dove cavolo era la stanza? I cavi. Ah, lì, ecco. Bene. Per modo di dire.
That should draw the attention of the guards. I should hide.
Damn it.
No!
Come on, show yourself. Is there anybody here?
Saw something over there.
Mi sono levati dal cazzo. Ok, fuggi dal manicomio. Sai che devo ritirare la leva e non sapevo dove nascondermi. No! Dove cazzo devo andare? No. Exit, c'è l'uscita, lì c'è scritto grande quanto una casa. Dettagli. Perché sono entrata qui? Non credo di... è il tizio che si è cavato gli occhi.
Doctor, is that you?
No.
Don't you worry about the doctor. Right now, he'll have plenty to keep him busy with his precious machine. It gives us time to get away. I'll undo you.
Get away? Get away where? I can't go anywhere. It'll find me, like it found me here. You're mistaken about the beast. Don't stay with me, or you'll end up the same way.
Oh, non ce la faccio a curarlo.
You're Sanders, aren't you? I heard you from my cell. What did they do to you? What does Fuller want with you?
The doctor? You think it's the doctor who scares me? The doctor wants to heal me. But he's the one who's crazy. He wants to restore my sight. He wants to give me back my eyes. And yet I told him that I didn't want him. I do not want to see it anymore. The real culprit is Sarah. Her and her accursed paintings.
You're kidding me. You're talking about Sarah Hawkins.
The one and only. The
Come Jill
legendary.
Valentine.
There is no artist more enlightened or cursed than Sarah Hawkins.
In her office, I saw signs of a ritual, perhaps an invocation. These things, that's what makes you say she's cursed.
You're wrong. It was not an invocation, but a revocation. But she failed. And that's what counts.
What's going on this island?
I'm so sorry. We should never have met.
What are you talking about?
Destiny! It has trapped you. No, don't let it see you, or you won't be able to escape it. Don't look at it. That's how it finds you.
What finds me?
Sarah Hawkins' visitor. The Shambler.
Sanders, pull yourself together.
Without her, it's no longer possible to save me.
Oddio.
No!
Sanders!
Oh Gesù.
What the hell?
Oddio, ma cosa sta succedendo?
I got it.
È morto.
Okay. This is insane. What killed him?
Oddio, non ci posso credere, vabbè. È moruto male. Oh yeah.
Damn! The gas! Oh. My head.
Later. We need to move on.
Ma io pensavo fosse morto l'agente Bradley. Capitolo 6. Villa degli Hawkins. Pierce è stato risvegliato in un manicomio ricavato nel seminterrato del Riverside Institute. Lì ha incontrato la dottoressa Colden, un'amica di Bradley, che lo ha poi aiutato a fuggire. Mentre vagava per i corridoi di quel luogo dove il dottor Fuller regna supremo, Pierce ha potuto parlare con un uomo chiamato Francis Sanders. Prima di morire sotto gli occhi dell'investigatore, egli ha accusato Sarah Hawkins di essere la causa di tutti i suoi tormenti. Come accennato, Pierce è infine riuscito a fuggire accompagnato da Bradley e la dottoressa Colden. I compagni di sventure decidono di usare la villa degli Hawkins come nascondiglio. Non so se è una decisione saggia. Oh Gesù. Mi fa leggermente impressione
Who
quella
goes
cosa.
there? That nightmare again. I need a drink.
No. Vediamo cosa ho sbloccato. Abilità. Ho 7 punti. Fiuto. 6, 6, 5. Ma io li sto raccogliendo i libri, ma non mi pare di andare avanti. Vabbè. Psicologia. Forza. Aumentiamo il fiuto. Magari poi il resto. Convalida. Sanità mentale. Un attimo ve li faccio leggere, ecco. Scusate, il rituale. Una scoperta macabra. Potrei usarli come titoli dei miei video. La morte di Francis Sanders. Ok, andiamo avanti. Darkwater, abitanti, abbiamo sbloccato agente Bradley. Mary Golden, Charles Hawkins, Winchester, Sanders. Luoghi. Villa degli Hawkins, giardini, Villa degli Hawkins, gallerie sotto la villa, seminterrato, occulto, cultisti dormienti. Questi sono gli indizi. Capitolo 4, vabbè. Inventario, cos'altro? Ah, la lanterna d'olio. Vabbè.
No. I want to know what Bradley and Dr. Colden have to say about all this.
Ok. Vorrei sapere come ha fatto, come fa ad essere vivo lui.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
Non ha abbastanza medicina.
I heard you talking earlier.
Why am I not surprised?
I get the impression you two don't get along.
Intrusive and not very clever. Anyway, let's get back to the business at hand.
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand. Mr. Hawkins was buried.
That's what he would have you believe.
I have a hard time believing you.
You were there, Bradley. You even opened fire on him.
I'd remember that.
Why would he fake his own death? Do you think he covered up his wife's murder?
That's possible.
Seems hard to swallow. Don't you have anything more concrete, Pierce?
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't understand your question.
The night we went into the Hawkins mansion. You don't seem to remember the tunnels and what occurred there.
No memory of going down any tunnel. No, we were in the manor, then,
Then what?
The rest is quite blurry. I don't recall how I came back home.
And then?
I went to visit you at the hospital, and called on Marie's help to get you released.
And you don't remember the events of the tunnel?
I don't. Let's talk about something else.
Forse perché si è crepato là sotto. Ok, abbiamo capito che lui non ricorda. Allora,
I found a file bearing Sarah Hawkins' name in the Institute's basement.
It makes sense. A powerful family like the Hawkins had the means to hide such a disgrace.
But everyone knows the Fullers have been taking care of the Hawkins for at least a generation. And all were aware of Mrs. Hawkins' fragility.
Perhaps, but no one would allow a psychiatric internment.
From what I read in the file, Fuller used her as a subject of his experiments.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins, subjects of Dr. Fuller. Why those two?
Given the energy he pours into Riverside, I presume it was Fuller's creation.
His father's, to be correct. He was a surgeon on board the Scylla. He founded the hospital in 1904 with funds from the Hawkins family before he died and his son Thomas Fuller took over.
Two families inextricably linked.
Most island families are that way. Captain Fitzroy's father was also a seaman aboard the Scylla.
Powerful families dominating everything.
Yes, and as you could tell, Dr. Fuller is like some crazed emperor.
He wouldn't be happy if he knew we were snooping around.
I know the risks. I don't fear him. Do you wish to
quindi
know anything else?
Il capitano, come abbiamo visto nella foto, è legato a loro, che con noi ha fatto tanto il
Dr.
santorellino.
Fuller seems to be leaving a trail of corpses. Not to mention those strange machines, chains, and tools of all kind.
Yes, I've been telling you that Fuller uses his patients as guinea pigs.
What I saw was more akin to torture than medicine.
Do you even hear what you're saying? Dr. Fuller is highly respected.
Forse
It's
perché
the
non hai
truth,
visto
Ethan, and I'll
quello
prove it to
che
you. I'm
stava
listening, Mr.
combinando là
Pierce.
sotto. Ok, torno indietro. Quello che mi hanno fatto patire.
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
Ah.
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
Come faccio?
I didn't see what, but something was there with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
Io vorrei affrontare la verità, però restiamo prudenti. Facciamo prudenza oppure verità?
You're right.
Prudenza.
Without a plausible explanation for what I saw, let's not jump to conclusions.
That seems wise indeed.
Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
Ok. Non voglio bere. Tuturu. Vediamo se posso tornare su se c'è qualcosa. Ah, lascia, ok. Ok. Residenza del Sanders. O Sanders. Comunque, Pierce, Coden e Bradley hanno deciso di unire le forze per risolvere il caso di Sarah Hawkins. Hanno una nuova pista da seguire, quella di Francis Sanders, collezionista d'arte e amico della pittrice, che è morto proprio sotto gli occhi di Pierce. L'investigatore decide di recarsi dalla vedova del collezionista per parlare dell'errante che il suo sventurato marito ha menzionato prima di morire. Chissà cosa troveremo.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well,
Cazzo.
look who's here. You know each other.
Our paths crossed, briefly. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, Detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me. May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday. I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
Allora,
What happened to your husband is terrible, Mrs. Sanders. But from what I saw, it was inevitable. The man I met yesterday had lost his reason. He suffers no longer, if you would allow me such a platitude.
Of course. Thank you for your kind words. Nobody in that hospital would have deigned to speak them to me. However, it will require more than that to soothe my mind. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes. Did you not do anything to help him?
eloquenza.
Mrs. Sanders, I understand your grief, and I extend my deepest condolences to you. But I had nothing to do with the death of your husband. I've just arrived on Darkwater. I'm investigating the death of the Hawkins family.
The death of the Hawkins family? You mean it was not an accident? This accursed island knows only tragedy after tragedy. You too would be advised to flee it like the plague. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Gentilissima.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it, I would urge you to make the most of your visit. Because I count on ridding myself of that thing as soon as I can.
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
Oh, ok, allora diamo un'occhiata in giro.
Did she really care for him after all?
Gentile signora, le confermo di aver ricevuto la lettera in cui richiede la cessione del corpo del suo defunto marito. Mi rincresce informarla che non posso acconsentire a consegnarle la salma. Al momento del suo internamento, lei ha firmato una liberatoria che mi permette di disfarmi del corpo nel modo che ritengo più opportuno. Le rinnovo le mie più sentite condoglianze. Thomas Pillole. Che merdaccia. Sicuramente non è la Moonlight Sonata. Secondo me nasconde qualcosa. Da
The
qualche
day the
parte.
Shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
Una fotografia che ritrae Sarah Hawkins vicino a Sanders. Si conosceranno bene. Oh, ricostruzione. Andiamo magari qua.
A house of artists. A house of artists.
Tutururu.
Frances Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even?
Ah. E poi Tuturu.
A house of artists.
Cosa devo fare? Oh,
Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler. Finally. What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting? He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom? She first refused to sell the painting. How did that make her feel? Was she jealous of Sarah Hawkins?
c'è dell'altro?
The Shambler. I need to see it.
Ok. Dammi un attimino. Vediamo se è aumentata. Sì. Ok. Ok.
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
Una registrazione audio che Francis Sanders ha lasciato a sua moglie Irene. Noi insomma che ci impicciamo in casa d'altri. Vabbè, alla signora a quanto pare non importa. Questo è lo studio.
A strange Amerindian pendant.
Un antico amuleto, probabilmente amerindio. Mi chiedo a cosa doveva servire.
I could use one of those.
Altri sonniferi.
Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
Caro Francis, ti prego di lasciare ogni speranza di entrare in possesso di questo dipinto maledetto. Se la nostra amicizia ha ancora valore per te, non farmi sentire in colpa per la mia scelta. Non posso essere l'artefice della tua rovina. Ti prego, caro amico, dimenticati dell'errante. La tua amica Sarah Hawkins. L'errante.
An old diary.
Questo volume si incentra sulla comunità del reverendo Wakewood. Sua moglie esterna le sue preoccupazioni riguardo ai sogni bizzarri che i fedeli del reverendo hanno da quando sono giunti sull'isola. Alcuni membri della comunità, incluso suo marito, iniziarono ad affermare che la loro visione era un messaggero di Dio. Ha paura che andranno incontro allo stesso destino della tribù perduta. Ah, a chi? Chiave d'accesso. Che roba.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
Magari questa non è ciò che sembra.
I have a well-off client in Boston who heard about the death of Francis Sanders and wanted me to
Certo.
size up his estate before making an offer to his widow.
Nice story. Bad lie.
LOL.
Learn how to dupe, Detective. But as long as you keep out of my way, you're free to carry on with your visit.
And you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
Non saprei.
Not now, sweetheart. I'd like to read this without some snoop looking over my shoulder.
Tesi su una domanda di natura anatomica. È l'elaborato finale di uno studente sotto forma di libro. Benché le osservazioni siano interessanti e pertinenti, è evidente la mancanza di competenza tipica di un medico esperto. Tuttavia le domande sollevate ci aiutano a figurarci nuovi metodi per analizzare l'anatomia umana, ma dovrebbe... sì, ecco a cosa serviva. Ciao. Oddio, perché? Dovrei nascondermi.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
Interessante. Aveva proprio una galleria, però un po' inquietante, insomma. Sicuramente non sono cose molto sobrie. Una galleria dedicata all'occulto, magari, o cose, insomma.
The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
Sì, ma di pessimo gusto. Guardate qua. Vabbè. Te credo che poi ti sei cavato gli occhi, caro. Ma perché se schifo? Arigato.
Why was he so interested in old weapons?
Effettiva mondo. Guardate che proprio grazie ma no grazie. Chi vorrebbe comprare sta roba? Io decisamente no. Qui ricarico la cosa, lì ci si nasconde. Mi fa fare altro, no? Solo, dove sarebbe sto quadro?
The public entrance to the gallery.
Eccolo, è proprio lì. Suppongo sia quello. Oh Gesù. Merda. Non ti avvicinare al quadro! sei su... che schifo. Meno male che non ha gli occhi. E a quanto pare nemmeno il naso. E nemmeno le orecchie. Partita salvata. Bene ragazzi, interrompiamo qui questo fantastico episodio. Ci toccherà insomma cercare di fuggire da questa orripilante creatura che a quanto pare è l'errante. Vi do appuntamento al prossimo episodio, un bacione e un saluto da Giulia Fatime.